a disagreement a couple weeks ago, so I haven't had much time.
Okay.
So, by the next meeting, which is a month from now, obviously.
Right.
2 months. We're not gonna have Decembers, so.
You're not gonna have
2
Decembers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
2 months.
well, we're
Well,
gonna
either
have
way you can
November.
put it,
Pardon me?
We'll have November.
Oh, sorry, November, yes, sorry.
Next month.
November's.
Yeah.
So by November's, I can have the entirety of the property cleaned, all the debris disposed, everything clean and perfect.
Okay, and who owns that old pickup out back?
I actually have a title on it that.
And I think it'd be my responsibility to get rid of it. So,
Yeah, it can't just,
You know, that used to
Correct.
be a good-looking truck.
it is still a good-looking truck, and there's a lot of folks that would give their eye tooth for it. Yeah.
There's no dents or
Yeah. Well, let's work on
Okay.
finishing out the yard
you got it.
and get the.
That'll all be done before next meeting. I'll bring pictures and everything you need, so.
Okay. Well, that's beautiful, and
But as you noticed, and hopefully you noticed, we got the front looking better for you guys a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
front looks better.
Yeah.
Sure does.
yeah, 100% better.
Yep.
And if we can go ahead and start working
Yep.
towards the back. And,
Probably next week.
Right.
I've got a lot of homes going, so I gotta
Right.
balance the time out as best I can, so.
Okay, all right, well, then we'll move you to November.
And is she released and just kinda let me kinda take over, or do you
Well-
need her to come back until we close on it?
Until y'all close, it'd
I'll
be in
need
your
the
best
copy of the
interest.
title change when you get it so that I can update the
As
files.
soon as Fred gets it done.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, you betcha. 407,
So moving this one to November 16th?
yes.
Well, either I can replace the windows by then, or I could put some temporary boards, but I don't think there's anybody in there.
I don't think so now, but
I don't think you can make it any worse than they are now.
well,
Really?
that's true.
Yeah.
That's why I put it off the back door, so.
They kept kicking it in.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Just have to wait, you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
In the matter of the dilapidation on the property of Roy Wayne Hardy, Lois Jean Kilpatrick, Dorotha Ann, all right, Gouba,
Do you know how to say Dorothy's last name, Kenny?
is it Gouba?
Don't.
All right. 304 Northwest First, 14 North Mays.
I wish Chase was here so he could see. We received 2 of the letters. We requested to have the owners send us the letters stating what they wish to do. We have those in the file.
Right.
I didn't get anything from the daughter of Mr. Hardy, but she was the original one that had sent us the email
Right.
that said she wanted everything sent to her, which the other two property owners agreed to. So I don't know if that suffices enough from the 3 property owners to go ahead and have it declared.
Well, it's,
Can you see the 2 letters that they've sent?
I'm looking at the photos he took yesterday. and
Okay,
it-
so if you go to the file in front of it, you'll see the 2 letters they sent. Turn the page, like turn the whole folder page.
All right, is it okay with me, Dorothy Ann Gouba, to demolish the house, okay?
And then there's
And Lois Kirkpatrick. Looks like that we've got 2 of the 3 that have said yes on it.
right, but the 3rd one was the lady who sent me the email. She's the daughter of Mr. Hardy, and she was the one that wanted it and said to have the billing sent to her. And the other 2 have agreed to that. So I don't know if that suffices. She did not send me a letter from Mr. Hardy because he is in a home,
Right.
and she is his power of attorney, so.
So for us to move forward with the demolition of the property, and he's in a home and she's the power of attorney, we definitely would want a letter from her saying that yes, to go ahead and tear it down. So if we could you have her email? Mm-hmm. Could you email her?
I sent her the same letter I sent the other 2,
Right.
telling them that's what we needed, and she didn't send me anything, and didn't.
Well,
I can email her, and if you want to move it to November and give her another month's chance.
yeah, I want to give her one last chance before I send it out, because
Okay.
I just want to have all the property owners that are listed agreeing to it, that this is what they want to do.
Okay, I will email her and ask her to get that to us,
Okay.
and then we'll move it to November.
Yeah, to November 14 North Main.
Okay.
Okay. As far as 317 North Hogan, nothing's been done?
Not that I can tell at this time. So this is the one that
Oh,
had the meeting.
yeah, yeah.
And he was aware he was supposed to be here tonight,
Well,
wasn't
the
he?
tub's gone. The
Yeah, the
bathtub.
tubs are gone, are the trash cans that were full of water?
Yes, those are gone.
Even if he thought it was 5:30, I would think he'd be here.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move this to January. And we'll revisit it then.
And I'll, do you need to communicate with him that he is to be at the hearings?
Well, you know, we already sent this to demolition to be tore down, and he went to council and got that set aside. So I'm not gonna
Push the button.
reissue to tear it down.
Right, but I
until-
just didn't know
until-
if you needed him here to talk to him.
He explained to me that he's going to get it done
Okay,
and get it cleaned up. Now, what I was concerned with is if there was still a nuisance going on the property, high grass and weeds.
No, not so much on the outside, other than along the easement back there,
Right.
it probably needs to be cleaned up a little bit.
Yes, absolutely, and he needs to be notified for that. Any trash, junk, debris, any kind of, and making sure that the structure stays secured. Being that it is vacant, we want to make sure that it doesn't become housing, where people just go in and squat.
It is secure. The yard has been picked up, cleaned up a lot compared to what, we started. with.
Right.
But, the bathtub, the 4 trash cans or whatever,
Yeah.
that stuff's gone.
Those are all gone, yeah.
As for what he's done inside, I have no idea, cause I'm
Right.
not going inside.
But-
last I checked, he had not gotten permits yet, but we knew that may have been, maybe a while.
Right.
I think, would the council give him a year?
Yeah, that's what they asked him if he could do it in a year, and he said, oh, yeah, he'll get it done before a year. And whenever I spoke with him on the phone briefly at the next morning, and I explained to him, a year from now, it's gotta be done, or, I'll send it back to council.
Yeah.
And we'll just sit, we can see where it lands and see if it is done, and I hope that he does. But in the meantime, we do need to monitor it
He needs
to make sure
Right.
it is a vacant structure, and in the system, 18 months is a vacant structure that's condemned is the max term. And takes us back to October of next year. That's 18 months of being condemned. So that would be another revisiting of it. So I explained to him that we have to see progress, and we have to see that there's no other dilapidation or any nuisance violations on site. So he's going to be working on that. And he assured me that that's all going to get taken care of. But I'm going to need your help with that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And we'll set it back up on a recheck in January. And are you sending letters out for this too? Okay, very good. Just January 3/17. In the matter of the dilapidation of the property of Donald Musterman, 213 North Ora. Howdy. How are you today?
Pretty good with you.
Good, good. We've been working on yours for a while too, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we, way too long.
So we got a plumber supposed to be pulling his permits, ABC Plumbing, they're supposed to be pulling the permits next week
Very good.
for the plumbing. That's really what our holdup is just getting the plumbing.
We,
Right.
we
Going
contacted
inside
him
and-
like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and
Sure.
he was really a stellar kind of a guy. I liked him, which I don't usually like, because he's gonna cost me a lot of money. But, he was a really nice guy and thorough, and we waited for him. He said he got sick and he this and that.
And it happens. yeah.
And then, we got, go ahead, Henry.
So then we got an electrician. He said he's supposed to be pulling his permits. We'll be ready for him as soon as the plumber gets in and out of the way. So,
Okay.
um,
On the exterior, I see this wood frame window where you put plywood up on the exterior, and it's not painted. Is that all going to get painted?
yes, that's all.
Or are you gonna?
Yes, so we're waiting on the siding to come
Siding.
in. We had it's aluminum
Yep.
siding, it's kind of hard to get, so we
Right.
gotta order it in. So as soon
Okay.
as it gets here, we'll get all that
You're
covered
gonna
up.
cover that up.
And then paint it.
Okay.
We
Okay.
also have
And
a,
all the windows will be like that all over in the house.
Okay. Very good. They have new windows, new
Yeah,
everything,
so
new
the aluminum
plumbing.
siding was kind of hard to.
You know that? Yeah. Oh, it's hard to find. It is hard to find. I know it is.
we got a kind of an icer out in the front too. We're gonna get rid of that Saturday. It's a trailer,
Right.
and
So-
that'll be gone Saturday.
Okay. Don, that sounds wonderful. I see that we're making progress and we're about to turn the corner on this. So we'll also revisit you in January.
Okay.
And
That's great.
that'll
Because
give you enough time.
We expect an infusion of some money, and that'll put us right over.
All right, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll close her out. All right, we'll see 213 North Aura being on January 18th.
All right.
Okay?
All right,
Thank you, Don.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
In the matter of the dilapidation on the property of RRR Building or RRR Homes LLC, 707 South Adair. 707 South Adair, let's see.
Did they pull some permits or anything for plumbing and all that recently?
Recently,
Because they're obviously doing some plumbing work right now, trying to get it
I can go look and see what they've gotten.
hooked up.
I think they had all the permits. We can look
Yeah.
and see what's done recently.
Or maybe they just dug the holes to lay the pipe.
Maybe.
No, they've laid pipe in the holes. I got the,
Well, part of it, yeah.
yeah, in the backyard. Yeah, this is the folks out in California.
No,
No?
this is Ragsdale, isn't it?
So, right. It says RRR Homes LLC.
Is it Danny Ragsdale? Is that right? Tyler Ragsdale. So towards the back of the hole.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you see that,
That's the side.
this one. You see the pipe coming up?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's laying in the bottom of that trench.
Okay, I do.
And it's not, there's not a cap on it either. So everything that rains into that or drops into that's going in the sewer.
So their permits are all on their building permit. So they were all purchased originally on their building permit. But as you see on the agenda, there are no inspections that have been done since July. You said you had seen sheetrock up
I didn't
in
look
one of
inside.
them? I thought in one of the pictures you had
I
said that
think
the
I-
sheetrock was up,
The last time I looked in it, there was sheetrock up.
but I don't know that a rough-in inspection was done. So we need to verify that with them.
So, okay.
Well, at this point, I don't think structure meets the criteria for demolition.
No.
Right.
So I'm I'm inclined to just clear this case and close it and move on. If there's any other cases for inspections to happen out there at this property.
Yeah,
we
it can all go
send-
through the inspections,
right.
and if the permit goes past 6 months without anything being done, we have to require them to get a new building permit, so.
Okay. Well, and that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think that, you know, they've done enough work on it that we can close this one out and turn it over to the inspection group for their final.
Okay.
In the matter of the dilapidation of Gabrielle Ruiz and Jeanette Nahira, 306 North Indianola.
So you have some emails from Gabriel and I today in there. I did ask him if you felt like you needed to speak to them, we could put a call into Jeanette. There've been some miscommunications between them, the plumber and the electricians.
Right.
I don't know if that's because of their person here in town not notifying them, or where where that's happened.
Right.
But they've spoke to their plumber today, that was in that email. Something is still miscommunicating between them and their electrician.
I see that.
Don't know what's going on there. Their mechanical did pass, but there's still a gas line with that. I understand there's still a gas line with that mechanical line, and the plumber's now back in the house, so he should be able to get that finished up, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, how about we do this? I don't think that structure is going to rate for demolition. It just ain't. The roof's good, the walls are good.
It did have a fire inside. Do you feel like that has been addressed enough?
I think they've took care of that part sometime back.
Yeah, they've
Several months
rewalled it, they've rewalled the whole inside of the house, so
Okay.
it looks like it, if it did go to anyone for review, they would say, well, this structure is still fit, and we don't need to be tearing it down. So, I think that it should fall back onto the, building inspections, it'll be back in their deal when they pull a permit, and it lasts 6 months, make them pull another one.
And which they did have to do. They
Yes.
had to get their remodel permit
Right.
again.
And as long as they're getting their inspections done and all that, there's really nothing for me to do on this structure. I'm gonna rule that we close this case and move forward.
Okay?
It looked like they ran some new, heat and air vents through the ceiling, or
Right.
the rafters up there, and obviously at the front door, there's a new
Right, it's all
spigot,
new.
and then
Yeah.
it looks like they're stretching some electric
Right.
through the two before, so.
And after that, it's sheet rock, or inspections, and then sheet rock and insulation, all that. But it's not gonna be tore down, I
No.
don't think. So we'll just close it and move on.
Sounds, that's
Item number 11, in the matter of the dilapidation of Daniel James Burford, 1315 Northeast 4th. Howdy. How are y'all tonight?
Not too bad.
How can I help you?
Well, I've been in the process of working on my other home that I'm staying at, so I haven't had a chance to do anything whatsoever on this house in town. I can start getting it cleaned up, start looking for a contractor to get it fixed up and ready to rent out.
Right, are you the owner?
Yes,
It was
sir.
his father passed away on January 1st of this year.
Okay.
You just recently got it in probate,
Yes,
am I
sir.
correct, into your
Yeah.
name, so it's not like, what, past month, 2
Yeah,
months, 6 months? Okay.
And Trent, this is did you see anything structurally wrong with the property?
Structurally, I can't say that I'm able to inspect it or anything like that.
Right.
That's just, in my past, that's how I approached certain houses that went for long periods of time without anybody living in them, that
Right.
18 months.
Right.
And
It's condemned, right.
we constantly had, it is so full of stuff, you can't get in it to look at it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So you guys are gonna need some time and
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Structurally, I think it's gonna need some help, but right now, just like all the windows have been busted out of it, cause people keep breaking into it.
Yeah, and then that's what we get into, is it will attract the not good folks that will come onto the property. If it looks like it's not being loved,
Yeah.
then someone's gonna come, you know, do things to it and try to make a dollar. If they
Absolutely.
can, and that's what happens. What, I wanna encourage you to get this done as soon as you can. The sooner you can get it mowed, you know, mowing it, you know, keeping it on a regular mowing schedule like someone lives there.
Okay.
Any vacant cars, I saw a dilapidated car sitting out front. That needs to be hauled off to someplace that's not there. Because when they see it, that gives them something to be, you know, to see at, and it gives them curiosity to go look at. If there's nothing there for them to see or look at, they'll keep walking and not see anything. And I want to encourage you to go through it as best you can, so that we can get it brought into some kind of habitable shape, because you know, the neighbors that live right next door to them, they mow every week. You know, so we have to think about that everyone around in the neighborhood has to take care of their property, so we have to take care of that one too, okay? If, now, we do you have a nuisance case on the debris on the outside?
no, but kinda like what we talked back there, we
Mhm.
probably should have done a nuisance case before addressing the structural
Right.
part of it.
And that's
Since we're here.
that's what we might need to do on a case like this, is do you give a nuisance case and you give the 2 weeks, and then if they need time, they come talk to you about it for the nuisance. Otherwise, it gets cleaned up by city crew, correct?
Yeah, it'd go out, it'd come
It
back
goes
in
out.
front of you
Yeah.
Right.
for bid for somebody to clean it up,
Okay.
and then,
It-
we put it on.
So we can put abatement cases on here, just like we do a
Right.
dilapidated
Okay.
case. We have one on here tonight that's an abatement case.
Okay, yeah, I
So
saw
we can
that.
put abatement cases on here.
Right.
And we give them time to clean it up, and if they
Right.
don't, we go out for bid
Right,
to have it cleaned up, and then they get the bill for us having it bidded out to clean up.
Right.
And then they have a time period to pay that bill, and then we put a lien on the property. We don't do it, we put out the bid for someone else to do it.
right,
Just
okay,
like
so
we do
it's
the
bid through
dilapidations.
contractors, okay? So,
That being said, you guys have a list of contractors that you use.
We do? For demolition or for what?
Everything.
I don't for people who just clean out homes. I don't have that kind of,
I can do that.
Yeah.
Just mainly the remodel and,
yeah, I don't really have those kind of lists. I have lists for people who mow and people who demo. That's pretty much the only two lists I have.
but,
You can use word of mouth. You can, you know, if you see a house that's being remodeled, you can stop and ask them, you know, what kind of work do you do? That's pretty much all I can tell you. We really don't keep general contractors' names in a list.
and it wouldn't be fair for us to say, well, this is all the guy we use.
Right, we can't
And then
recommend, I
someone
can
else,
recommend
right.
3 or 4,
So-
but I don't really have a
But
list.
to
like
be
that.
fair to everyone, you know, we do have to look at the overall effect it has on the neighborhood, what's happening at that property and what it will attract.
yeah.
And we want to protect everyone. There's no one out there I want to hurt right now, no one. I just want to help people. And if you guys can come back to me, say in January, and show that it's mowed and cleaned up,
I can do that.
we can start talking about where it's gonna go from there. Because if there needs to have a structural thing done, you may need to have a structural engineer come in and look and see exactly how big the boards need to be to brace up the floor or whatever it needs to be done. Or fix the roof, whatever is in it, structurally that needs to be done. They can give you, and it's not that expensive, $300 to $500 usually, to have an engineer come through, and then we have something to say, okay, this is what will bring it up into habitable condition, you know. But if you can come back and see us in January 18th, and Are you Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, Daniel.
So the mailing address we had was a good one I can send to, okay, I'll send you a letter to let you know that.
All right, we'll see you back here in January, okay? All right, thanks.
Daniel, what we were talking about was probably what I should have had mailed to you first was the abatement of the property to have you clean it up. And instead of going straight for the demolition. So if you'll do me a favor, just go ahead and start cleaning on that, or we can go ahead and have a letter mailed to you, you know, for that. I mean, it's just, we'll, yeah,
Okay.
getting rid of the cars in that backyard.
Well, if they're broken out, yes. Yeah, we don't want, I was a adolescent that didn't have a lot of supervision, and I know what they'll do. If they see a broken window, they'll try to climb through it.
Yeah, the neighbors have already complained about
Yeah.
people being
See,
in
see, it's already happened.
We found a whole bunch of syringes outside, whether your dad was like a diabetic or something like that. Oh, maybe we have.
All right, very good. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let's see. In the matter of the abatement of grass and weeds, trees, and trash at the property of Celicia A. Rowland,
Yeah.
144 Northwest 477 Lane.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How can I help you tonight?
I've just got a big expense out of the way on my car, and if you can give me, say, 2 weeks after the third one I get paid, I'll have it totally cleaned up. Mowed, everything removed.
So who do you have to mow it?
My son's daddy's got a mower.
And you've got quite a bit of tree down in the backyard as well. Is that correct? Is there
Yeah,
a
it's
tree
just,
limb?
yeah,
Debris,
yeah, debris,
trash.
yeah.
And they're gonna have a trailer or a truck to haul that out?
Yeah, we do. We got one.
It's all gonna be gone?
It's all gonna be gone, I promise you. I got the money, I'll have the money to get it done.
That front fence line also, all that, all
In
the
the
way to the
ditch.
back. The front fence line,
Mhm.
all the way to the back of the property.
Yes, I know.
All the
I'll have it all done. Plumb to the ditch.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of debris has
I
been
know.
hauled in.
It ain't nothing compared to what it was.
Yeah, so you're gonna get everything cleaned off?
It'll be
So be
totally,
ready to mow next spring?
yes,
That, you'll be able to run a lawnmower
yep.
across it, that'd be
Yep.
good. You know, I appreciate you coming up here tonight, and you're telling me that you're gonna get it done.
I am.
I don't want to bid it out to somebody to have it done.
Okay,
If you're telling me that you're gonna get it done, I'm gonna trust you.
okay. Trust me,
Okay.
'cause I will.
And we'll put you on the November 16th docket. It'd be a month from,
All right.
basically a month from today.
Okay,
And if it's done then, we'll close the case.
okay.
Okay, does that sound fair?
That sounds good to me.
Okay,
And I'll
very
have
good,
it done.
very good. And Celicia? It is an interesting name. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
tonight.
Is that it?
Yes.
Call me when you get it done.
Okay, November what?
I'll send you a
16.
letter, I'll send you a letter reminding you. It's the 16th.
All right, thank you. And sir,
Yes.
you told me to call you? when it's done?
Call as soon as you get it done, give us a
Call
call.
you for sure.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And with that, I will exit the public hearing and adjourn.